Alright, hello and welcome to the Emerald Legacy launch event. We are having a lot of players having signed up to this. I counted it to 96 players, or at least 96 entrants. There are few, like one or two, that play in more than one pod, but 96 entrants for an online event is still very strong. It's more than I think most LLO tournaments. So some really great turnouts. We are kicking off with a game in the EU pod, the one with 42 players. And we have with us Dario Perri playing Dragon, usually a Lion player, or well, Phoenix, but we don't talk about that one. Playing High House of Light, Keeper of Water, going up against Liam Sewell, also known as Mirumoto Akihito, playing Iron Mountain Castle, Keeper of Water. So we're gonna see Keeper of Water mirror, Dragon mirror, but two very different decks, I think. These are hidden deck lists, so we don't know what's inside of them, but we can take some guesses. Iron Mountain Castle could be just regular good stuff Dragon. It could be Test, or the new version of Test that runs Iron Mountain Castle instead. You know, need to master, of course, in Emerald Legacy. Pathfinder's Blade is free, so that is definitely in the deck. No, it's Keeper. Okay, it's interesting. So it's not Pathfinder's Blade. So it's gonna be interesting to see what this deck is, actually. And Dario, I'm pretty sure he's playing the Mitsu deck. Mitsu 1 has become very popular again and has been causing some ruckus, some discussion in the channels. One of the players is having trouble with their deck list, but in case they can't manage to finish it, we will have a backup game going on right now. So I'm super happy for this tournament. It's gonna be quite similar to the old Kotai seasons that we had. You know, there is a story prize that the players are playing for, which is pretty cool. The story prize is something to do with the Empress. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but it's something to do with Empress. Read the story. It is linked in a couple of channels here and there. Definitely check that out. Let's see if they have opened their game. Not yet. Okay, so let's just sneak peek at Ininalia versus Raidu. Another game. I think this is also the Euro bracket. So it's gonna be Twin Soul Temple Seeker of Air versus Iron Mountain Castle Seeker of Air. This is not the feature match that we are waiting for. This is just scouting some of the other players. So we have Raidu taking a Early loss of a province. Pulling authority, probably fine. Finding Mononoware. Okay, so this is some cool fate management shenanigans here. I will full screen and zoom in when we get to the regular game. This is just looking at some of the other stuff because it's cool. Okay, so this is really classic test. We have Neat Master, we have Seal of the Dragon, and all that good stuff. So we're probably gonna see this character causing some havoc, but only 5 cards left in hand. Yeah, an Earth Ring coming down. Here comes the Kurimori. There's Pathfinder's Blade. In the conflict. Interesting. Inalia tries to switch the contested ring to something else. I think Dario would be fine with this. Yeah, still breaking, so the test deck is of course quite aggressive. It wants to go fast, break a couple of provinces first turn. That's not historically how it was played early on. Early on, when one of the deck's creators, or well, developers, Anil or Mind's Desire played it quite a lot more conservatively, because the game was quite a bit slower then. You would see like Master Alchemist with 4 or 5 fate on it, and just go those long, grindy, powerful games. Nowadays, test is very aggressive. You player need to master, you put some attachments on it, you break 2 provinces first turn, and then you go from there. Oh, hello, here's Mitsu. Also a staple in the old test deck, for sure. Sakutsuki hits the table as well. Game is up. Okay, let's hop into the game. Password is something. Alright, let's get ready for not the first game of the Emerald Legacy launch event, because Inilala and Rairu was faster. But the first streamed game of Emerald Legacy. And let's remind ourselves of the setup for the tournament. We have 5 rounds. I think 5 rounds in all brackets, or maybe the Asia pod is 1 or 2 players too few. All games are 35 minutes chess clock with 5-second grace time, as has been the standard for a year or so. And in both at least in both the EU bracket and the US bracket, players with a 4 and 1 score, that is 4 wins and 1 loss at least, or 5 wins and 0 losses, will advance to the main event, the finals, the top cut, so to speak. In the Asia bracket, I think it's gonna be 3 and 1 and 4 and 0. I'm not sure about that one, because they are playing 1 fewer rounds, I'm pretty sure. And there are also challengers. So each clan that doesn't make it to the finals, or yeah, something like that, the best player of each clan that doesn't make it into the finals will make it into the finals because of the challenger system, which is pretty cool. So we will have representation of every clan. So it looks like these players know each other, Akihito and Dario. I should probably say Medallia and Akihito. Yeah, that works. Alright, we are into the game. Iron Mountain Castle versus High House of Light. I'm quite interested to see what Akihito brings here, because it's Keeper Water, so no Pathfinder's Blade test deck. It's something else. Of course, Medallia is playing High House of Light, so we will probably see Mitsu 1. Again, these are closed lists for us. But the lists are recorded through Jigoku, so you can see the changes made if there are changes made. So no list tailoring here. You can also see that both players are on more than 40 cards in their Dynasty deck, which is something weird if you haven't read or played in Emerald Legacy, if you haven't read the rules for the Emerald Legacy update. Rally cards are back, and they're back with a new rule that says that they don't count for the minimum deck size of your deck. So if you play 3, for example, copies of a rally card, you will have to have 43 cards in your deck. It's pretty cool. It mitigates the problems with the rally cards, but still enables them to be played, which is pretty cool. There are a lot of fun rally cards for sure. Shoutouts to Twilight Rider. Ooh, okay, this is some very spicy stuff. We see Foothills Keep, we see Agasha Taiko. Wow, this is gonna be some nice jank here from Mirumoto Akihito, I think. From Medallia we just see Snap by to Yashimitsu first turn. Okay, this is gonna be a bumpy ride. So Agasha Taiko, ooh, okay. So Agasha Taiko is gonna prevent Medallia from attacking Foothills Keep. So Medallia is gonna have to spend that one fate onto a ring to attack. Which means that probably Medallia only gets one attack this turn. Pretty cool. Akihito going with a 2-fate Midwater Right Sugu as well. It's an interesting buy against a tower deck. Or well, tower isn't, the Mitsu deck isn't that much of a tower anymore. It does run a lot of attachments still, but it's not as extreme as it once was. So what can we expect here? Ancestral Daishu coming down on Retsugu, bringing it up to a 5 skill. He will, however, not be able to participate in any conflicts because of Mitsu. There's a let go, first let go of the game. Getting rid of the Daishu. A decent find, I think, for the let go. It is +2 skill, although I don't think that Ancestral will come in to be very important until maybe later because of 2 fate on Retsugu. However, we might just see Void Ring or Earth. Classic Earth. Always good. Coming in political, that's interesting. I'm going to have to spend the fate here because of Foothills Keep. Putting the fate on the watering. Okay, interesting. And converting Retsugu. Hey Gambit. Hyped for some dragon on dragon action here. Ooh, Appalling Authority first turn. And this is most definitely gonna break here, I think. Key alignment gets played. Signing Iron Foundation stance and Hurricane Punch. No defense and probably pass. Yep. So Medallia is just gonna run straight through this Appalling Authority. One thing Medallia could have done here was recycle the key alignment with Mitsu, since Dario Medallia is definitely not gonna get another conflict this turn. So Oh well, okay, there's Shoshinikia, so they can wait one conflict and just use it on defense. But we see duel to the death discard here. Okay, this is some interesting stuff here by Akihito. We are seeing some dueling. Or maybe just a kill deck. We might see under Unotango's Light, under Stronghold maybe, to support that Retsugu. Also duel to the death, okay. So we might see a bunch of courtiers in here for shame to enable that duel to the death. They definitely seem like different decks, yeah. Seeing that duel to the death, wow, this is cool. No Shoshiniki from Medallia, interesting. No defense on the pass, on the attack on Cycle of Vengeance. Let's see if Akihito goes for the break here. Fine Katana or Bonsai. Bonsai would be quite expensive. We see Rising Stars Kata. Okay, this is definitely some dueling stuff. Really cool. Rising Stars Kata, quite a cool card. It only works on unique characters, but it's a better Bonsai in some situations. Doesn't lose in honor, can get bigger, the +5, or just a straight up +3 if you want to. Really cool card. So the Cycle of Vengeance broke, and put a Fate and an Honor on Mitsu, but Mitsu got dishonored again, back to Ordinary, which means that Shoshinokie can fire. Oh, right. Akihito could have, because Shoshinokie only works on Ordinary characters, he could have used it on one of his characters, on one of their characters instead to stop Shoshinikie, but it seems like Medallia is not going to use Shoshinikie here. Instead we see Shoshinikie from Akihito instead, revealing Illustrious Forge to put the Way of the Dragon on Retsugu. So very killy, this guy. Not very strong, but still. He can duel a lot here. Yeah, Rising Stars Kata. Really a card I thought I would see a lot more of when it was spoiled, but the dueling deck out of Dragon kind of died when Daishu got banned. Yay for deck experimentation. Yeah, this is very cool. Here we see Restoration Balance, which is totally fine for Akito since they only have 4 cards in hand, but using the court game from Taiko instead of Retsugu, really wanting him ordinary. Perhaps another Shoshiniki in hand. Interesting. So very good start here for Akihito. That Foothills Keep did some work. Stealing a Fate off of Medallia and putting him on Polling Authority. No. And another Taiko found here, so Foothills Keep is gonna keep putting in work here. That's super cool. Also Historic Rival, could be good. Yasha Swordsmith, of course. For Medallia we saw Mitsu, and a duplicate we see Toast Adept here. Interesting. And a new card for Dragon, Teacher of Empty Thought. Some nice card draw. And we are gonna see Taiko bringing more value to that Foothills Keep, a card that I thought would never see play. I said, and I kind of stand by it. Well, I'm kind of being owned here by it, but I said that this was the worst card ever printed. But here it is actually doing work, so joke's on me. 5 to 5 bit, and we saw the Togashi Ishiat getting played here. That is gonna be... Medallia's gonna have a hard time putting that in conflicts, I think, versus a Retsugu with Way of the Dragon on. Ooh, and Neaten, really cool card here from Akihito. Neaten, a really cool card. Can swap around and put some more expensive attachments on your characters. So, yeah, really cool. You see Sharp Mind coming down on Mitsu. Italia down one break. There is belief in the little teacher to prevent dishonor and keep Mitsu on ordinary status for the Shoshinikie, a card that was being discussed quite a lot when it was revealed and played at first. It led to some quite interesting decks. In Emerald Legacy it is splash ban, so it is not as terrible in a broken kind of way, but it's still quite a strong card, quite a very powerful card. We see Duelist Training come down on Retsugu, but another let go found here from Medallia. That's a really good let go pick, I think, the Duelist Training, because of the Way of the Dragon. That would be 2 Duelist Training triggers. Kinda crazy. Then with Castaway out, that could be 3 Duelist Training triggers. Here we find Pilgrimage, coming with a political 4. I'm gonna see Mitsu defend. Or we're gonna see Medallia just defending this turn, getting some faith, getting some cards, stabilizing a bit. Here we see Swell of Seafoam. And because there was a Keyhole already played because of the key alignment, finding Swell of Seafoam and Hurricane Punch, Mitsu gets honored, and now it's quite big. So now we know there are 2 Hurricane Punches and 1 Arm Foundation stance in Medallia's hand. And yeah, Akihito just passes, moves home the Taiko. Okay. Let go on Sharpened Mind, so some return let goes here coming in. Another Sharpened Mind. Replacement. Because, of course, in Emerald Legacy, you can't have more than 1 copy of an attachment on your character. So that I couldn't put both Sharpened Minds on Mitsu. But here comes the second copy. Help me out. Is the Emerald the new Jade, or is Jade getting a reboot? Is it all under Emerald now? Hi Frankie, first of all. Good to see you. So, Emerald is not Jade. Emerald is a bigger project. Jade was just a balance patch for the game. Emerald is, if you know Netrunner, kind of not like Nisei, in a way that it is meant to continue producing the game. They are producing fictions. There are 2 fictions out already. They're producing new cards. We have seen 2 of them already, and there are some getting playtested. And they are doing rules updates, some of which we are seeing in action here. As I said, you can't play more than 1 copy of an attachment on a character, and so on. So it is Jade is completely finished. The project is done. We have completed it when, and we said we would complete it when the Emerald Legacy was up and running, and now it is up and running. So here we are. Welcome to Emerald Legacy. Everything is under Emerald now, yes. Alright, we see Illustrious Forge revealed again. What happened here? Was it turned down? Oh, it was turned on by the Hidden Mountain Pass. That's pretty cool. And finding another Duelist Training to put onto Retsugu. Of course, Medallia was forced to put a Fate on the Watering, which is kind of fine. with the High House of Light deck. If Medallia would want to go for the Stronghold trigger this turn, he can take the fate back and put it on Mitsu. But Mitsu already has 3 fate on him, so not sure if that is necessary right now. But it looks like Medallia is gonna go for it here. Playing Sewell of Seafoam, playing our Foundation Stance, 2 Arm Foundation Stance even. Finger Jade, some protection, always good. Minamoto's Fury is splash brand and is quite popular in Emerald Legacy right now. Especially with the cheeky Hidden Mountains Pass that sometimes triggers. So there could be Minamoto's Fury, especially in this almost Minamoto Steam deck here with Raitsugu, Dueling, Inventive Minamoto even. A really cool card that I like. Mitsu is standing and took the fate of the watering. So the tower is getting built. Quite a lot smaller, as I said, than what we are used to in Imperial/Jade. Still quite imposing. Retsugi is gonna have trouble dealing with this now champion of the Dragon Clan in FFG lore. Mitsu is the champion. Meeting gets played for a nice +1/+1. Retsugi is gonna come in Earth here on the last province, which is gonna be Appalling Authority, of course. Quite aggressive to go for the attack here with 2 provinces down. But I guess it forces Medallia to use his Mitsu on defense. Here comes another Void Fist, the last key alignment. Finds the Void Fist. See the second Hurricane Punch. I'm not sure if Akihito can go up against this Mitsu. Oh, we see Waterfall Tattoo, that's cool. So of course, cards like these that are quite expensive and quite niche in effect are hard to play normally. But with Niten you can just mitigate the fate cost a bit and then use whatever effect you need, basically. So if Medallia decides to attack here, Retsugu is gonna ready, because Medallia can't attack Foothills Keep, and will duel this Togashi Nishnet to its death, probably. And yeah, Medallia is just gonna pass. 2/2 on breaks. Medallia up on board a bit with the Mitsu, of course. Winning the favor, up 1 card, back 1 fate. Quite even on honor, so game is quite even, but Minamoto Akihito's board is leaving play next turn, and well, Mitsu is not. And ooh, we see Minamoto Dojo, yeah, really some dueling going on here by Akihito. He's gonna like the new dragon cards coming out, I promise. Teacher of Empty Thought. Draw some more cards, fueling the Storm engine. Second True Seeker, also a really nice card. A card that we don't see that often in Mitsu decks, but I kind of like the idea of it because you're spending a lot of cards to gain that value, and True Seeker gives you cards. Also very good in the Dishonor matchup, when you don't have that many cards because of bid ones and such. Ancient Master coming down, drawing more cards. That's what this deck does. It draws cards, it plays cards. And I think it was Richard Garfield I think who wrote something about the player that plays the most cards in the card game wins. Don't quote me exactly on that. It was something like that. Like the player who plays like plays the most wins the game usually, or that is preferred. Something like that. Anyways, Kitsuki method is found by Geisha Swordsmith. Not gonna be too relevant here, I think. And was that another Taiko? Yeah, the third Taiko here. Wow. Akihito really making foothills keep pulling its weight here. Cycle Vengeance found. Putting a fate on the airing. Just a token defense here from Togashi Yoshi. Which is interesting. Finds another Iron Foundation stance with the Ancient Master. Not sure about this defense here because Akihito is not very low on honor and he is down to his last province. So I think they're gonna need all the skill that he can get. Dario wins the conflict. Do we see Indomitable Will? Is that a card that they play? No. See Cycle of Vengeance, honoring Reitsugu, and then the firing dishonors Tsugu again. Medalla discards the honored token from Mitsu. Probably gonna see a Shoshiniki here then, I'd assume. Yep, revealing Pursuit of Justice. And I assume this is by Onotango's Light under Stronghold. So Medalla can defend with Mitsu and then attack the Stronghold, move in Mitsu with Favorable Ground, and then ready with Pursuit of Justice. So things are looking quite dire here for Akihito. Can't really get through this beast here, but only a 4-3 right now. Because of that honor token getting discarded here. Here comes the punches. Swinging freely. I think it looks like Medalla is gonna go for the 3 cards here. To draw some cards, or even 5. Put a fate on maybe the teacher. Could see Retsugu actually maybe killing this teacher here. You could see Miyamoto Dojo trigger and then Retsugu trigger and a Retsugu trigger again. Perfect cut coming down on Retsugu. Interesting. This is quite scary here. Going up against Mitsu with at least one Void Fist in hand that we know of. Ooh, and duel to the death on teacher. That is quite aggressive. Just dishonor the teacher. A card that would be cool in Akihito's deck would be Ichiro. Which is funny because he's a heretic and a Ronin of the Dragon Clan. Former samurai of the Dragon Clan. Which could have put some issue on Mitsu here. There we see Swallow Seafoam. Stopping Mitsu from bowing at the end of the conflict and honoring him again. Up to 9 skill. Or do we see a duelist training here? I mean, Defend Your Honor. Yeah, Defend Your Honor. Into Bushin Machine from Medallion. And no counter Defend Your Honor. So it looks like we are gonna see... Oh, Swallow Seafoam on teacher. Yeah, okay. That is 2 duelists. Duel to the death gone. That is 6 influence, and then probably 8 duelist string, and that's the 3rd duel to the death. Yeah, but very aggressive going for just the dishonor here. 1 fate dishonor card. Sure. Can do some cheeky stuff here. Ooh, I just found a deck idea. You go Keeper Void, Duel to the Death, new name, and the Courtier dueling thing that you can do in Dragon. Courtier, just the card's approach. And for shames, so you dishonor and you duel with just card's approach, duel to death, and all that stuff. Rising Star's Kata off before winning a duel here. Interesting. I'm guessing just to get above Mitsu, but it was still above Mitsu. Interesting. Here comes the Swell of Seafoam. Now Mitsu is still one weaker than Retsugu. But interesting to go for the Rising Star's Kata before winning a duel. Missing out on 2 skill there. Minamoto Dojo discards a Fate of the Teacher. Let go, gets rid of Way of the Dragon. Ouch. Do we see another Defender Honor? We see a Rage Quit. I'm just kidding. Way of the Dragon is discarded.
Fy fan, vad vidrigt. Nej, Oskar. Nej.
Retsugu gets another Way of the Dragon, so that's all Let Go's gone for Medallia. And Mitsu gets another Hurricane Punch, so we might just see a Void Fist here. Problem is a new name, not having courtiers, good enough for Milios. Yeah, okay. I assume it has been tested already. For sure. Maybe with the new cards coming up. Ooh. No need to Void Fist yet by Medallia. Could do it preemptively, just to ensure that it happens, but Mitsu isn't really in any trouble here. Has the Fiend Jade, has 3 Fate. Quite far off from dying from Retsugu's Blade. Niten, and there's the Void Fist. Mushi no Shin protects against Void Fist. Of course, couldn't use the Mushi no Shin against the Mushi no Shin because Mushi no Shin doesn't target the opposing character like the Fenrir Honor does. So Medallia couldn't know that there was a Mushi no Shin. Well, you could kind of expect it in a Miyamoto style deck. Retsugu uses duelist training first to try to bow Mitsu, but Mitsu has got an Iron Foundation stance played on him. So I'm not sure what this is about. Yep, just a 1-to-1 draw. I wanted it to work. Yeah, it sounds cool. Shocking Mind, discarding Praised Ebisu. Okay, this is some interesting decks here. Giving the +3/+3, and here comes the High House of Light. Stealing the Fate off of the airing. Putting on Mitsu, gaining the Water Fate, and here comes Mitsu in for revenge, and quite possibly coverting Retsugu here. Because of the Waterfall Tattoo, gonna ready Retsugu. And it is gonna be by Onotango's Light. Really nice combo with Retsugu, of course. Meaning that he can kill anything he can touch. And no, covered? Huh? Oh, Medallia covered to the Swordsmith instead of Retsugu, that's interesting. Bit of a misplay, I think. Or is Medallia just confident he can Void Fist Retsugu out of here. Might be the case. Okay, here they're going for the court games to honor Retsugu. Here comes the Acolyte. Of course, only one Acolyte allowed per character. But I think this is gonna be the possibly the nail in the coffin here. Don't think we have seen Mitsu triggered yet. We have, okay. So Mitsu has been triggered. Retsugu dueling the teacher. 1-1. And throat is sliced. Oh, Medalla just going for the passage. No. No strike here. Just going for the win. I think if Akihito is surviving this, he can have a shot here actually. You see Retsugu dueling the initiate as well. And yeah, Akihito really considering if this is a bait of some sort. Or should he just pass? See Kitsuki's method getting played on Retsugu. Okay, that is interesting. Going for the win here. Well, of course, can go for the card. Yeah, this is good. Because it's better to play a card than lose it and give your opponent a card with the earthing, usually. If you're pretty sure that that your opponent is not gonna have more skill, that is a good play to use to do. And Medalla didn't have any more pumps, or didn't want to play any more pumps. So Akihito survives. Unfortunately, he kinda needed that Kitsuki's method to break here. Unless he has another one. Medalla passes. Do we see another attachment here? Ornate Fan. Court games. Belief in the Little Teacher attached to Retsugu. Interesting. Okay, so Akihito is probably gonna churn out the whole hand. Yeah, here comes court games. So Appalling Authority is a great card. Not as great when there are no cards in your opponent's hand. Appalling Authority is gonna break here, I think. Yeah, Medalla passes, so it is gonna be. It's gonna be Stronghold Race here. Can Akihito play his last card? No. Okay, so we are gonna see the last card. It's gonna be Neat and Pupil. Yeah, this is a card made famous in SP's Mad Dogs Crane dueling deck. Really cool in that deck. Getting to honor. Going for void isn't really a thing here with Mitsu on 4 fate. Mitsu is gonna stay the whole game. That is just a fact. Okay, so all Hurricane Punches are gone because we did see one of them getting used on Mitsu. Could shuffle with the Ancient Master. Yeah, this is gonna be tight. We see Solitary Hero, really cool card, I think. Really okay card, I should say. It's not terrible. It's not great. It does stuff sometimes. And it's a duelist. Also see Kitsuki Yukimi. There's a swordsmith for Medallia. So yeah, here comes the shuffle. And I think we're gonna see the shuffle before the draw phase. So there's a possibility that we're gonna see... No, we are gonna see past from Medallia, okay. So swordsmith cannot reshuffle the deck, but can reshuffle the deck with Ancient Master. So we can see Swordsmith reshuffle the deck now, and then possibly find the last Hurricane Punch with Ancient Master. With 6 cards left in the deck. Should be possible. And we see Solitary Hero with 0 Fate, yeah, and Akihito on first conflict. 1 Void Fist played. Have we seen... I don't think we have seen a Void Fist Mitsu thing, no. Pretty sure we haven't. So this is gonna be quite tight actually. We see Self-Understanding drawn by Akihito, okay. Medallia finds Finger Jade. Mitsu is on 7, Retsugu is on 7. Tight. And of course we see the Shinta Monastery, so Medallia only needs to play 1 card to enable Void Fist. The 1-2 punch. Very classic card, very classic Dragon Monk card. Has been around since since Elemental Cycle 2. And caused quite a ruckus back in the day when it was one of the strongest cards, especially in test with Neaton Master and Mitsu of course. See Retsugu using Belief to discard Honor token, okay. Why does he want to be ordinary now? That is interesting. Can't use Shoshiniki. Oh, I think I see the jank here. This could be very cool. If this is the card I'm thinking of. Betrayal of Truth. Is there a Betrayal of Truth in Akihito's deck? A card that bows all characters with honor and dishonor tokens on them. Ooh. We see Void Fist. Found by Ancient Master. And no key alignment because they're all in the deck. Of course, Betrayal of Truth is kind of mitigated by Pursuit of Justice here. But there could be 2. There could be 2 Betrayal of Truth, 2 cost event. Sewell of Seafoam prevents Mitsu from bowing at the end of the conflict. And also gives him +1/+1 for the Acolyte. So yeah, I'm not too sure about discarding the token here. Kitsuki's method coming on Yukimi. Yukimi of course immune to Void Fists here. Five cards to 13. Void Fist swings out Retsugu. 6 to 8. Mushino Shin keeps him in. No Defend Your Honor from the Dragon deck. Well, the Mitsu deck, I should. Yeah, there's the Defend Your Honor. Okay, there is 2 Mushino Shins gone. Does Akihito play a third one here? No. Looks like Retsugu is gonna eat it here. Or what is happening? Okay, there is What? Akihito playing Defend Your Honor now? Dala bidding 3. Akihito 1, and Retsugu is out. Okay. That might just be a concession play from Akihito. But really cool deck here, and almost taking it against the Mitsu deck. Really powerful Retsugu play here. And of course the Taiko and Foothills Keep causing some trouble. Yeah, and that's the concession. Really well played by Akihito here. And seems very excited about this game, and I am too. We saw some really cool dragon cards here. Solitary Hero, Retsugu swinging out like crazy with some Niten, but when the time goes light. Really nice to combo with Lustrous Forge with Hida Mountain Pass. Whew. And almost standing up to the menace that is Togashimitsu. But the Void Fists, recurring Void Fists, was too much for our Lieutenant Hero. Alright, that is the first game of the Emerald Legacy launch tournament. So Dario is gonna take the first win here, I think. Well, I think in Ninalia and another player played before, but they haven't reported the game yet. We are coming back with more games today. Next game is gonna be in 3 hours and 15 minutes. Then we are going to the US pod, where we will see David Latimore coming up against Nick Mason in another mirror. Crane versus Crane, but I think Nick is not playing Kurikakita. So we will have to see what is up with that matchup. Until then, we'll see you in 3 hours. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.